Alrighty, so here we got our thermistor circuit all nice and set up. So the way this works is here we got our cable. Our red cable is going to be introduced with the voltage of 5 voltage. It's going to be in the positive section of the circuit. And this positive section is going to go all the way over to our thermistor, actually. Our thermistor is the one that's going to be in charge of changing the colors of the light bulbs, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So again, this thermistor is jumping over to our 1K resistor. That resistor is going to be aligned on the ground. The ground is getting connected by the black all the way to, well, of course, that second ground right there. Okay, so this yellow cable, going back with the thermistor, this yellow cable is actually part of the analog system. The analog system would be how this Arduino kit introduces numbers and it tries to read and understand how temperature is going to get formed into the digital system. Now this digital system is of course going to be interpreted into my computer, which is this little USB cable. Okay, cool. So that's how it's gonna get written into the Arduino program. And here we got the rest of the circuit. So we got 3 little bulbs indicating different temperatures. So right now it is in the green section. The green section is going to be reading at 73.5 degrees Fahrenheit, or 23.1 degrees Celsius. When I introduce something hot, it's gonna go to the blue section, which is surprisingly which is something I mixed up in while I was setting this up. Blue, of course, meaning hot. Red, of course, is gonna be cold. And to prove that this is gonna change from the green to the blue, it's actually gonna be my fingers. My fingers are a little bit more warm than the current room temperature of 73 degrees. So of course, if I were to press and hold onto the thermistor, this is going to be reading a blue light bulb spark, a blue one, and the blue one actually reads to 34 to 35 degrees Celsius, or 92 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty awesome. So now this is going to go over to the blue lights, and right now I'm gonna wait for it to change back to the green, but on the meantime I will let you know what type of resistors these are. These are actually the 330 resistors connected to ground. Of course, everything has to go to ground, and then again that ground is connected to the circuit, and I'm getting power from the red 5 volts. Okay, I'm getting voltage, my bad, not power. I do get power, but that's a different story. Okay, so now to introduce something cold, I actually did get this little ice cream cone. This little ice cream cone is very cold, and according to my calculations, this red light bulb should be lighting up as soon as I introduce it to something cold, if it were to stay present. And there we can see it jumping back and forth. Of course, that red is gonna be reading 60. It continues dropping, but the average is gonna be 65 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 19 degrees Celsius. And of course, the code is a little more complex. The code here, I'm gonna try to move it over. The code here is all about the maximum temperature, and the minimum temperatures can be highlighted right there. So of course, in the code, it's reading that once it drops below a certain temperature, which is 70, it's going to be highlighting the green. It says right there, green is highlighted. If it's going below 70, it's going to be reading red, meaning it's going to be colder. And of course, if it's above 80 degrees, it's going to be reading the blue, the blue being a warm temperature. And yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for watching.